What's up, guys? Cable is here to do my review for WWE's TLC pay-per-view for 2013. And I gotta say, going to this pay-per-view, I wasn't really that excited, even though WWE was building up the idea of having one world champion crowned TLC, John Cena, the world champion, versus Randy Orton, the WWE champion. And in my opinion, I think this was too soon to do this at a TLC pay-per-view. And I think that if you were going to do this type of unification match, this is the type of match you would see at a WrestleMania main event. And I know that a lot of people didn't want to have a John Cena versus Randy Orton unification match at WrestleMania, but this is one of those matches that fits a WrestleMania match, especially a main event. And to have it at TLC, I think it's too soon. Royal Rumble, I would understand, but TLC, and it just really didn't make much sense to me. And also, in this pay-per-view, you didn't have a ladders match, a tables match, and even my least favorite of the three, a chairs match. All you had was one TLC match. That's it. And I always thought that was really weird that you have this tradition of doing this with TLC pay-per-view, but all of a sudden now you're not going to do that. Some of these matches could have had a stipulation like that into it, but they never did, which was kind of like, you're just like, wow, really? That's it? Just one TLC match? It's like Hell in a Cell 2002, where you had like one Hell in a Cell match, you know what I mean? Makes no sense. But going to this pay-per-view, the kickoff match was Dolph Ziggler versus Fandango. I was actually surprised with this match because Fandango actually went over and he won. And I don't know if they might want to, try to build Fandango back up because lately, Fandango, he hasn't been doing well in my opinion. The Fandangoing has stopped, and maybe them trying to make him the next contender for Big E Langston's Intercontinental Championship. But you can't feel bad for Dolph, man. This guy was a world champion, and a lot of people like this guy. It's like Daniel Bryan. They want to see Dolph Ziggler succeed, but it never happens. And now Dolph is just stuck. Now I don't know if it's because he says that his mouth gets him in trouble. But he's kind of sad to see what Dolph is right now. But hopefully Dolph will get back to, being featured more in a positive way. Then we had the kickoff, the first match of the card, which was CM Punk versus The Shield handicap match. I was always weird. It was weird to me that they had these handicap matches in TLC. When it's a TLC pay-per-view, we expect tables matches, ladder matches, and chair matches. But nonetheless, this pay-per-view, it did its job. I mean, this match did its job. CM Punk actually defeated 3 members of the Shield, and the way they did it was that Roman Reigns had like an eye injury, and then it's like he was taking off his members one at a time, and then Roman Reigns spears Ambrose, and CM Punk gets the victory over Dean Ambrose again. I got to say, I'm pretty surprised that CM Punk, he's been beating Ambrose a lot lately, and it really, makes it seem like, wow, why is Dean Ambrose the United States champion? You know what I mean? It felt like he feels like he's just holding the belt pretty much because CM Punk has beaten him on SmackDown, beaten him on Raw, now he pinned him at TLC, and I really think now we're gonna start to see the real, the breaking apart of the Shield, which I think is soon to happen because, like I said, they've been together for about a year now, and Roman Reigns, I know they're high on him and possibly on Ambrose as well, but Royal Rumble, you're really going to see like the real breakup, I truly believe, from the Shield. But this was an okay handicap match. It did its job. Then we had the Divas Championship match. We had AJ Lee versus Natalya, and this was a very good Divas match. I enjoyed it a lot. I was rooting for Natalya from the start to finish. I really thought she was going to win, and I wanted her to win because, AJ Lee retained her title, and he kind of like, AJ Lee's been championship payback, and now it's like you got to change things up. And I really hope that what they don't do, and WWE's known for doing this sometimes, is that they'll have Natalya lose tonight, and then on next Monday Night on Raw they have a rematch and Natalya wins. It would make no sense for that to happen. Why wouldn't? If that does happen, I'm really gonna get mad because it's like, why can you give Natalya the signature victory on the pay-per-view, TLC? And I really wanted Natalya to win. I really thought she was gonna win it, but maybe they perhaps they'll continue this feud. And I heard some things with AJ Lee that WWE, she's kind of in trouble with WWE for something, and hopefully she doesn't lose the belt on Monday. Possibly maybe a Royal Rumble. Maybe they're doing that a bigger pay-per-view for Natalya. I don't know, but Natalya needs to be champion. I think she deserves it. But overall, this was a good Divas match. And then we get to the Intercontinental Championship match: Big E Langston versus Damien Sandow. This match, I would have cared about this match a lot more if they did more to build this up. You know what I mean? Like in-ring segments between Sandow and Langston. But this match was okay. Kind of sad to see Sandow, a guy who was supposed to be a world champion, and I kind of think now that Sandow maybe he was a victim of this the storyline with unification. Because maybe they just thought, oh, what if we unify the titles? And like, oh, we're gonna do that. But wait, Sandow has the Money in the Bank. Well, we'll just have him losing. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he's a victim like that. But Biggie Langston retained the title in this match. It was an okay match. The crowd was really positive for Biggie Langston, which is a good thing. And now that we have one champion, which I'll get to the end of this review. Um, Big E, everybody's gonna be looking at him because now the Intercontinental Championship is, WWE's title. It's gonna be like the second most important belt, which is good for Big E because then when he moves on, possibly to be a main eventer, he'll, possibly be, the world champion in the future. So that's good for Big E. I'm happy with what they're doing Big E, but they just need to build more on his feuds. That's all they really need to do, and it's not that hard with mid card feuds. They've done it in the past. But anyways, then we have let's see here. I think it's the tag team title match. Let me just make sure. Yes, the Fatal 4-Way tag team match. We had the Real Americans versus the team of Ryback and Curtis Axel, Big Show and Rey Mysterio, and Cody Rhodes and Goldust, the champions. And this was a very good tag team match. I really liked it a lot. And really, you got to say for 2013, a lot of the best matches have been tag team matches. And you really see that WWE is really trying to make this division really strong and stand out. And, first Curtis Axel, Ryback, they were eliminated. Then the Real Americans were eliminated. And we were left with Big Show, Rey Mysterio versus Cody Rhodes and Goldust. And I was actually surprised that they actually had these two babyface teams, face each other. And I kind of thought that they were gonna do something where, Cody Rhodes and Goldust were gonna like get angry with each other and they possibly feud with one another in the future. But that didn't happen. But Goldust and Cody Rhodes retained, and it was really cool. I like that. I forget that Cody Rhodes and Rey Mysterio they work well together, and people were just excited. You thought that Rey and Big Show were gonna win the tag titles, but Cody Rhodes and hit some of the crossroads, and him and his brother retained the tag titles. And I really like this tag team. I wouldn't have been mad if the Real Americans won. You know what I mean? Because they're tag team that they're really starting to get over. People doing "We the People," the chants and everything. But I really like this match. This was a good tag team match, and I don't know what they're gonna do later on, but I wouldn't have mind in the future if the Real Americans win. But I was kind of thinking about this too. Also, like, why did Curtis Axel and Ryback have to be in this match? Why couldn't you have the Usos, a team that is very, very good in my opinion, but maybe because they felt like it would repeat like one of the last Fatal 4-Way tag team matches that they had. But overall, this was a good tag team match, and I enjoyed it very much. Then the next match we had, let's see. Oh yeah, Brodus Clay versus R-Truth. This was thrown in. I'm not out of nowhere because they've kind of feuding a little bit, Tons of Funk, and Brodus Clay saying he's a main event player, and that way every time he says that he trends because people are like, really, you consider him a main event player? And really, Brodus in this match, it told a good story. You had Brodus Clay, Ben was beating down on R-Truth, and he was dominant throughout the whole match. And then Tenson's like, what are you doing? Get the pin cover. And Brodus Clay was like, nah, I'm a main event player. I'm better than you. And then Tenzai and the fucking Doctors left, and R-Truth got the victory in the end. So in the future, we are going to see a Brodus Clay heel turn, which would be interesting. And R-Truth got a victory. Yeah, that's good for R-Truth. Win at a pay-per-view. Then we had The Miz versus Kofi Kingston, the no disqualification match. This match was thrown in because apparently Kofi in the WWE TLC panel, Kofi confronted The Miz and they fought, and then they have a match. People were saying it was a boring match. I don't know why they had this match at all. Maybe just to fill in time. But Kofi Kingston won. Good. Kofi Kingston got a victory. Like I said, but it was just kind of weird. Like, this match didn't really need to happen, in my opinion. It didn't have to happen at all. And I don't know what they're going to continue to do with this feud, if they can really continue. I don't know, because I can see if they're trying to do a mid-card feud, but it's like, it's weird because they're just having matches, they're not really having in-ring segments, which is very important, I think, in a feud. But nonetheless, Kofi won, but hey, Kofi got the victory, so I'm happy for him. And then we have Daniel Bryan versus the Wyatt family, and this match was very good. This was better than CM Punk versus the Shield, and it told a really good story. You know, Bray Wyatt, he really was good. I give props to Bray Wyatt today. You know, he was awesome. You know, the way he was talking to Daniel Bryan, trying to convert him throughout the match, and Daniel Bryan just trying to beat these big guys, and you know, he's taking people out. This was a very enjoyable match, but Bray Wyatt gets the victory. He gets the pinfall on Bryan, and it was so weird because he was cradling Bryan like he was a baby, and I don't know if we'll probably continue this feud with the Wyatt family and Daniel Bryan trying to convert him. It would be interesting to see if Bryan does become a Wyatt, but other than that, this was a very good match, a handicap match. And Bray Wyatt getting the victory and the Wyatt family winning was the right decision. So then we have the main event, and you know, going to this main event, you had John Cena versus Randy Orton unification match, and the winner will be known as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I like the name a lot better than the Undisputed Champion. And you know, when you think about John Cena and Randy Orton, TLC doesn't really scream out. You know what I mean? You don't really think of John Cena in a TLC match. Same thing, Randy Orton, and this is Randy Orton's first TLC match. And John Cena was in the match, but that was years ago, and that's against a guy like Edge. You know, one of the few guys that made TLC famous. So it made sense for John Cena fought Edge. But you know, these two, it's kind of weird because you don't think about TLC, and I really think that this match, this unification match, was just rushed, and they just did this on this pay-per-view because they want TLC to do well on the buy rates. But you know, watching this match, I just took it for what I got. I didn't really expect that much out of these two working the tables, ladders, chairs match. The ending, though, I thought was kind of lame because you had Randy Orton win, and I'm not mad at Randy Orton won. I think it was the right decision to give a good victory to Randy Orton because, you know, John Cena has so many accolades. You need to give some to Randy Orton. But the fact that Randy Orton is, and I think the ending was botched too because he grabbed because John Cena was handcuffed, right? And then Randy Orton had pulled him down, and he hit his head on the table where I think he was supposed to go through the table. So, and then Randy Orton, you know, he gets the two titles, he raises them up, he's the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and Vince McMahon, Triple H, and Stephanie came out, and the thing is, throughout the show, you saw Vince McMahon going to Randy Orton and John Cena saying good luck on the match, and you thought that Vince McMahon might actually, you know, do something in this match, but he didn't. You know, they just go up, they congratulate Randy Orton, and Randy Orton's your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. You know, so congrats to him, I guess. But like I said, having one world champion makes a lot of sense. I'm happy that we have one world champion, but you know, I just expected some type of twist at the end, you know. But it's just like regular, like they just congratulate Randy Orton, and that's really it with this pay-per-view. I thought the match quality was very good. I enjoyed the Divas match, Daniel Bryan versus the Wyatt family. The tag team match, Fatal 4-Way, and yeah, I'll give it to CM Punk versus the Shield. There were some good matches here that I really liked, but when you have a pay-per-view called TLC and you only have one TLC match, and you don't have a tables, ladders, or chairs match, it's kind of like, what was the point? And I really think in 2014 they might have to change these pay-per-view names back to like Armageddon or Bad Blood, No Way Out, you know, because it's like, what's the point of calling the pay-per-view TLC if you're going to have this one TLC match? It just didn't make any sense to me like that. But overall, I mean, not expecting that much from this pay-per-view. I'll give it a pass, saying it was okay. But like I said, it could have been better with more like different match types. Like the ladder match, you could have had the Divas match have ladders, and the ladder match you could have had a tables match, maybe with the Wyatt family, or a chairs match. I don't know, but there's something different, you know. But let me know your thoughts below, guys. What do you know about this pay-per-view? What you liked about it? What you disliked about it? Leave all your thoughts and your feedback in the comment section below. Thanks for watching this video. Give us a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and blah blah blah. I'll see you guys later, and have a good night. Peace.